Why do you feel stuck even when you know so much? It's not your stuck, it's your state. For builders who nailed the tech and now face the rest, this is UNCODED, translating tech into profit. Hi everyone, good evening. This is Maurizio from UNCODED. This evening we have Matt White, which is the founder of Platypus AI. Thank you for being here, Matt.
Absolutely, thanks for having me.
He is a founder of an AI company, so it is very interesting to discuss with Matt about what he's building. On the other side, Matt is a very experienced founder, so he will tell us something that starts from his learning in this space. To you, Matt. Tell us something about you.
Thanks for having me. This is great. I'm excited to come on here. If we want to talk about like just the founder's journey, it's a long road. It's hard. The people that think that they're going to go build the next, Google, Microsoft, Facebook, OpenAI, whatever it is, you got to realize the mentality you're going into with this. It's not going to be all fun and games, and it's going to be a lot of challenge. It's going to be a lot of strife. So like my first company, we actually bootstrapped it into existence. We did raise some funds later on, but it was, there was a time in that whole startup life where I had no money. I had no friends because everybody was like, hey, come do things with us. And I was like, sorry, I'm working, or I don't have the money to do that because everything that I have is going into the company. But it's a passion you need to have, I think. If it's in you and you can feel it, it'll drive you to go build something great. And I think the biggest thing about founding a company is making sure you surround yourself with the people that you can build with. I've had people within my old company, Keybots, and my new company, Platypus AI, that, we brought in thinking they were going to be something amazing, and it just didn't work out. And you got to be able to understand where those people fit. Some people they can't handle, the startup life and the founder life. And it's fun, it's exciting. You're building something incredible, and it's definitely an experience that I have thoroughly enjoyed, and I couldn't see myself doing anything else because it's who I am and who my life is. But I want to make sure that people that are out there and want to found something and have that drive to do it, you understand what you're getting into, because it's not all roses and rainbows. It's going to be a lot to start that life. So I think that's kind of my first word to anybody who's like, oh, let's go start something, let's go found something.
It's a lot of struggle. So yeah. I have been listening to an interview of yours recently, and you cite Steve Jobs and Sam Altman as the two people that you admire the most. Now, I want to ask you some question about this recent initiative from Johnny Ive and Sam Altman that has been just announced a couple of days ago. It seems, if I understand well, they are building something AI-based, but starting from hardware, which is the Johnny Ive, part. Take me a while to wrap my head about it, around it. What is your perspective? Do you have any idea? Do you have any feeling? You're in San Francisco, so you are in an environment where this guy have been growing and working. So maybe you can say something more meaningful than me. I am very far from you.
Yeah, I would say, it's an interesting perspective. Going hardware first is going to be... I guess I'm not going hardware first because they're going to be plugging OpenAI into it. But my thought there is there's so many devices already out there, right? If we can just make the AI work effectively on the devices that are already out there, why are we trying to build new devices? I don't want to carry another device around with me. I've got my phone that I carry everywhere with me. I've got my computer that pretty much goes everywhere with me everywhere I go. Do I need another device? It'd be interesting to see what these devices are going to be like. Is it going to be maybe just a little clip that sits on my lapel and I can talk to whenever? That might be something cool, but I just don't... Building the hardware side of it seems drastic at this point. I do think, here's kind of my perspective on AI too. I do think that AI will eventually become an OS. I think that an operating system run by AI is the future of where AI is going to go. But again, I think until you get the OS built, the device doesn't really make sense. In my mind, you'd have to, for me to go buy a device just for AI, you have to replace my phone. Otherwise, I'm not going to go buy a device just for the AI side of the business, because as phones evolve, they're just going to be able to do all the AI stuff that we need. So I don't know. Again, these two people are much further in their careers than I am. So maybe they've got something that I don't. But it seems like a strange position at this point. So that's kind of my take on it. Very smart people.
I agree with you.
But I don't know where it's going to go.
I agree with you. It is a little bit strange because, device, already our phone is, so present in our life. I don't see anything else substituting it very soon. But, we cannot say anything about John Ivey and Sam Altman.
Yeah, I mean, again, if those two coming together and building a phone replacement, okay, that's very interesting. Again, if I'm having to carry another device, that's just not going to happen. I don't think so.
Yeah. I agree with you. So tell us something about Platypus AI. What is your idea? What do you think about it? How it came in the picture? What happened? How you started this?
Yeah. To start off, what we're trying to build is an AI system that can work assistively for our users, right? So AI is great right now, generative AI, creating, blogs or creating images and creating just content for you or doing search. It's great at those things. It's great at capturing data and then facilitating it in the way that you want or you need. I think the next iteration will be assistive AI, where it can work on your behalf across all the different applications and tools and modules that you use. I think that's where AI will become a really powerful tool for most people, business people, at home, wherever you might be. I think that's going to be the future, is where AI can actually take action for you. And so that's what we're building right now. We have built, how we've built that is we built a browser, and then we layered the AI into it, which allows us to do two things. Number one, we can work via API on any application that you have, as long as we have the credentials to be able to log into that. So we can work on your behalf. If you want to update John Doe's phone number in Salesforce, you just say it into your phone or into your computer, wherever you have Platypus AI, and it will update those things. So that's a big part of what we're building and why we're building it. So to kind of go back in my career, I've run a company called Keybot for about the last 10, 11 years. And we built that specifically around people, around humans. What we wanted to do is we work with a lot of small, medium-sized business owners that SaaS or software was just either too complicated for them to use, or they didn't have the resources to use it. And so what we did with Keybot is we built a consolidated platform of all these different applications, interconnected them, and just made SaaS a lot more approachable for maybe the less tech savvy. From there, we started building our browser, saying, okay, we've got it for these specific tools. Let's build this even bigger and interconnect a lot more tools into this, and then kind of reinvent how the browser is being used. And during the last 2 years of doing that, we started to just play with AI with it. And we realized, if we layer the AI into what we're building with all these connections between these tools, we can do a lot more via AI. And it kind of is coming to the point where we're thinking about AI, again, more as an operating system than we are as an application. Something that can connect into all of your systems, all of your tools. I mean, let's think about what SaaS really is. Software is really just a database of information that's connected to a front end that you can do things on, right? And what we find is a lot of users, especially, again, less tech-savvy users, they want better ways to be able to use this technology effectively, but they're not going to be able to, either they don't have the time to sit down at the computer and enter all this information into their CRM or send out email marketing campaigns. What if we could do that via AI by prompting, talking to it and doing these types of things? I think that's going to lead a lot of people to use software in a much, much more efficient and productive manner, or get them to start using it, period. I think, we work with a lot of small business owners that don't even want to look at a CRM because it just is too complicated for them. But if they use it effectively, they would grow their business. And so that's what we want to do. And we build it really with that kind of human aspect in mind, where we want to try to make technology as approachable as possible for everybody that could be out there. I think about some of the older generations that talk to text, right? They don't want to sit there and type, they want to talk to it. And that's what we want to build for software. We want to build a way that you can just interact with the software without having to actually use interfaces. And I think that's a really cool thing about what we're doing here. And it's an exciting time. And I think the LLMs have gotten to the point now where we can actually really do this kind of stuff. And it's exciting kind of what we're building. It changes every day with what we're building. It's really cool.
Yeah. I found this interesting for two reasons. The first reason is that this idea behind Platypus AI come from your previous experience with Keybot.
Yeah.
Kind of, the experience with Keybot kind of shaped your way of thinking about, supporting the user in an effective way, which is beautiful and, gives the real sense of what it means to be a founder. It's not enough to build the technology. You have to have some experience in building it and servicing some sort of customer. And this is the first point. The second point is something that I have been thinking a lot in the past 2 months, because, the more I see about this agent wave, first of all is, really not smart at all, because, basically LLM are used to trigger some step in an automation. And normally the automation is a sequence of steps which is deterministic, which is predefined, prescribed.
Yeah.
So most of the agent I see is built on automation tools. Some of them are very notorious, Zapier, Make, NA10, and all sorts of things. Most of them are, no-code tools.
Yep.
But really what is missing is the smart part, is the AI part. Because, if I want to use an agent, and if I want to be helped by an agent, I don't have to explain him before what I will be needing to do. I would like the agent to decide what are the tasks that I need to do, what are the components that he has to use. So I'm thinking about a second generation agent, or in your view, this operating system behind Platypus OS, which is autonomous in deciding how to fulfill the desire of the user. It's the first time I see something that is in some way embracing this idea that I have, which I titled AI orchestration, a mid-layer that is able to orchestrate, all the contribution based on an unsupervised process, not a supervised and predefined process.
Sure.
Am I correct? Do you think that this is the idea behind it?
Yeah, I think in two ways. So I do think agents are important, and I think that within Platypus OS and AI, we are building an agent marketplace where people can build agents that are very specific to use cases. Right now, these agents anybody could really go build. It's all just really AI prompting, AI engineering to define what it is you need it to do. And I think the more tech savvy people will be able to go in and create their own agents, I guess you can call it, or structures your workflows to be able to automate whatever they need. Again, the cool thing about what we've built is you could say, let's say, for example, you're a real estate agent and you want to scrape the MLS on a daily basis, find new houses that have just gone on the market in a certain zip code, and then compare it with your prospects that are in your CRM, and then automatically send an email to those people. So within a system like ours, you can connect all of that and just work that workflow every day and have the AI automatically do all that kind of stuff for you. So that's something that anybody could go build. I think, though, also there is an industry that will build around building those types of agents, because again, there's going to be less tech savvy people out there that won't have the know-how of how to go build that workflow. But if we can open an agent marketplace where people can build those certain structures and then release them, then people that aren't going to be able to build this themselves can just go activate that, pay $1.99 a month or whatever it might be, whatever the developer wants to charge for it, and then have those automations already set for them. So I think there are really neat ways that it's going to work on both sides. The people that can do it themselves will be able to easily do it themselves within a structure like we've built, but we're also allowing people that, again, one of the things that I always am passionate about is the people that aren't as tech savvy being able to use technology effectively to help them in their life, grow their business, whatever they might do. And I want to build an infrastructure that works on both sides. And I think that's where building an infrastructure where, again, people can do it themselves, but also people can build the agents that people can just activate them. I think that's where we really kind of find a nice convergence to make this just accessible and usable for as many people as possible.
Your marketplace will allow people to use agents which are outside of your environment, or anyway, that are certified for your Platypus AI platform, but are built on another, let's say, idea. Because for me, the trick is to think about an agent as not something that is, alone, working alone on a single use case.
Sure.
But, building a concatenated sequence of agents that are triggered by some of them and are organized by some. What I found difficult for the final user is to understand, and not only actually for the final user, but also for companies that have been streamlined processes for all their life. Every time you have to set a sequence is a problem, because you really you don't know a lot about how do you do the things that you do, although sometimes you do naturally. So the AI, the major function of AI is not the major function of AI is to create smartly creating the workflow, and using in each step of the workflow the right agent.
Yeah, I think that, again, so one of the differences there too is, since we're kind of the middleware between the AI and the applications, right? People could build these agents and go use them elsewhere, but when they're building with our ecosystem, it's going to be a lot easier for them to build the agents because we already have the interconnectivity between the 1,500 different applications that we have in the platform, right? If you want to go build this elsewhere, you're going to have to build the API infrastructure or the interface, because our AI can work API based, or it can work on the interface. It can actually we can parse the HTML, find actionable items, and then use those to take actions on behalf of the person. So if an agent creator wants to go create something like that, they're going to have to build the infrastructure behind that. When they build on our infrastructure, they don't have to do that. Basically, what they'll have to do is just build the prompt engineering to get those systems to work. And then those systems could work across any application, really, that you're using. So if that real estate agent model I was talking about, they may be scraping from the MLS, but it could be 20 different companies using 20 different CRMs. That agent, if you're building that agent outside our ecosystem, you have to interconnect with all those different CRMs. With us, it's already done. And so they don't have to do a lot of that base work. We've already done it for them. And I think that's where it's a little bit different when they can build on ours, launch things really fast, and then people can use it on whatever systems they have.
This is obviously what you are saying is very clear, because what we lack is a layer to connect different. We lack the TCP/IP of agent, basically. So a protocol that allow to collaborate between them. And so the only way you can do it is what you are doing is the only way where you can, plug together agent. If you create an environment where they can work, you will be able to integrate them. Otherwise, there is no way to integrate them.
I think it's the only scalable
let's
way
go.
to build agents.
It's the only scalable way. And also it has some implication on the business model, obviously, because,
for sure.
you can allow them to build in your environment, but also you can build them if they come from outside. So it's I understand that is viable. Your model is more viable than my ideas, which I dream in the night and then I write articles.
I love it.
Tell me about something about the VC scene. I am in Europe, and frankly speaking, the venture capital scene in Europe on AI is a little bit depressing.
Oh, really?
What is in San Francisco? What do you see in San Francisco?
I mean, the Bay Area is the the capital of technology, right? So we're fundraising right now. We're going out for our next round, and it's an exciting time. I think there is a little bit of AI fatigue out there right now because everybody is just, whether they're building AI tools or not, they're just slapping AI on it and saying this is what we're doing. It's an AI company. So there's a bit of fatigue there. So you really have to go prove what you're doing. I think also the VC world, because AI has allowed us to do so much, especially when it comes to coding and building, there are few companies and few people that are going to be out there, unless you've had huge successes in the past, they're going to be able to go out there with a sketch of what you want to do and raise money on it. You have to go build your MVP, your minimally viable product. If you don't have something to walk in and show VCs, you're going to get laughed out of the room. They're going to say, go build something. It's cheap to build things these days. Go build your idea, come back to us and raise money when you're ready to scale it up. And I think that's where the major change has come. I think there's still a lot of money going into this space, and there's going to be for a long time. But I think the mentality of, hey, I've got an idea. Let's go raise some money and build it is out the door. You go build. If you're not technical, find a technical co-founder. If you are technical, just start coding at night. If you need to, whenever you need to do it. If you have the passion to build something, start building, get some people using it, and then you can go raise in a much more functional way than you'd be able to before. I mean, the nice thing about how we've built this is we were able to partner Platypus AI with my other company, Keybot, which has a lot of clients, and kind of merge that together, and that allows us to get some traction pretty quickly that we'll be able to go raise on. But again, the VC world, I mean, the money is out there, but you're not going to build on an idea. You got to go build something and then see where you can go with it.
Yeah, as usual.
Yeah,
I was very inspired. I was very curious also about what you say on what you say about your mom. You said in another interview that your mom was the main inspiration for your life and what you have been doing. I understood that she was working with technology and also your brother working technology. What is at the end of the day, obviously being in an environment which is technology friendly has helped you a lot, I imagine.
Sure.
But what is her behavior which was most useful for you, which was most inspirational? What is the quid that, trigger you in doing what you are doing? I don't know if I'm able to express myself.
No, I think that's a great question. I think for me, from her, I got two things. My work ethic. She started a couple companies. She worked in an industry. She worked in the building industry for a long time. One of the only women in her industry, in a sea of men, and became something very, very big in what she did. I think her work ethic, she never gave up. She always strove for building something new, going to that next level. She never, wavered in her passion for what she was doing. So I think my work ethic and the time and the passion that I put into what I do really comes from that. And then also the curiosity. I think she always was thinking of new things. She always had some new harebrained idea that she was kind of like, oh, we should do this or chase that. And sometimes they work, sometimes they obviously didn't. I've had companies that didn't work either. But I think that curiosity really rubbed off on me to be like, And sometimes the curiosity wasn't always great too. Like I've worked in the corporate world before where I was like, okay, this is not interesting to me, and I had a hard time working through that. So it can be a positive and negative, but I think the curiosity was really great in just helping drive me into finding things that I wanted to do, finding things I was interested in, and pursuing them, and not letting naysayers say, "Oh, I don't know what you're doing there." Again, the first couple times we tried to raise money did not work very well. Eventually we did, but it was again people saying, "Oh, this idea doesn't make any sense," when it came to like Keybot. But then 2 years later, 5 other companies were out there doing the same thing we were doing, and we were able to grow from that. So I think just being curious and being finding your interests, and then working hard. Those are the big things I took from her. And for any entrepreneur, founder, business person, if you want to build something, you want to do something, I think those are the two strongest things you need: is just the curiosity to go find something you're interested in, and the work ethic to go do it, to go build it, to figure out a way to build it. Kind of going back to what we were talking about before with the VC stuff, figure it out. There's going to be a way to do it if you're passionate and you can work hard enough about it. Just go do it. So I think that's what I took from her.
Well,
Thanks, Mom.
your mom is a very interesting lady, because it's also, I think that, an hard worker lady combined with a curious lady is a terrible combination, because we will be always moving and trying to do something new and trying to improve it and trying to, it's unstoppable, basically.
Yeah.
Your mom.
She's great.
Or something quite unstoppable.
Yeah.
Okay, my last question. If now you have been growing as a successful founder, we can say it without doubt. What you would be doing if you were not a founder? Have you ever thought about it?
That's an interesting question, because it's come into my mind before. Like, what would I do? I mean, I've had ventures that failed early in my career, and went back to the corporate world, and it was, I kind of always found myself kind of moving towards startups, whether I was building it myself or I've been in a few other ones as well. And I think there's the passion that I have, is I would probably find another startup to go try to be a major force in, because one of the things I like doing is I like when the work that I do has to have meaning. It has to have, tangible results to it. When I've worked in really big companies where I'm just kind of a cog in the wheel, I just there's the fulfillment isn't there, and I need that in my career for me to be passionate about what I'm doing. It's hard. I even thought about, okay, what about retirement someday? It's like, oh, retirement, what am I going to do? Just sit around and like fish? I don't think I could do that either. I feel like I'm probably going to work all the way to my grave, probably, just because I'm too creative and too curious, and anytime I think of a new idea, I'm like, oh, let's try that. Let's spin something up and see what we can do. And I think anywhere I go work, I'm always going to have that in the back of my mind, where it's like, if I have to go work a corporate job again, there's always going to be something I see, some miss that somebody's doing, and be like, oh, there's an interesting idea, and then I'll go find a couple people that want to build something with me, and we'll build it. I think so. If I wasn't a founder, I think I would probably continuously be pulled back into that realm in a number of ways. It'd be hard for me to leave it.
Okay, thank you very much. I have a curiosity. What is the name of your mom? Your mom name?
Carolyn.
Carolyn.
Yes.
Carolyn is a tough lady. Okay,
Yeah,
thank
great.
you very much. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
It was very, 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 very interesting, and I think it will be interesting also for my audience. And I give you my best wishes for your venture.
Thank you.
I hope that you will be able to find soon, a VC that found your job, and let's get connected, and we will probably get together again. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be great. And if anybody wants to, so Platypus OS, so platypusos.com, if people want to check it out, we're giving people early access right now, and we'll be fully launched in full GA in a couple weeks. But yeah, we're giving people access to give us feedback right now. We've got a a couple 10,000 users right now, so it's exciting. We would love for people to check it out, give us feedback.
Okay, thank you very much and good evening.
Thank you so much. This is
Bye
great.
bye.
Appreciate it.
Bye bye. Thanks for listening to this episode. Follow the show so you don't miss any episode. And remember, for those looking for the secret sauce, there is none in the soup.